Welcome to Learn with Nadi YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about evolutionary process. Introduction. We can see diversity of living organisms in our environment as a result of the evolutionary process. Origin of the Earth. Origin of the Earth was started about 4.5 billion years ago. There are two theories that believed about the origin of the Earth. They are nebula theory and Big Bang theory. Nebula theory, the first scientific explanation of the origin of the solar system. Small particles of materials in the universe attract together by the force of gravitational pull, clumped up and form the galaxies, nebulas, sun and other planets. Big Bang theory. Modern theory about the origin of the universe. Universe was a great energy source. A giant explosion took place there and huge clouds of dust particles were created. Dust particles joined together and created galaxies. Our solar system was created in the Milky Way. Earth had been very hot and gradually it decreased. Formed the core of Earth. There was gases like carbon dioxide, methane, hydrogen sulfide and absence of oxygen. Evaporated water by heat got condensed and water droplets in clouds dropped into Earth as rain. Origin of the life on the Earth. Life was originated 3.5 billion years ago on the Earth. There are so many theories related to the origin of the life on the Earth. First of all, let's discuss theory of special creation. All living organisms on the Earth were created by a supernatural power. But there was no evidence to prove this theory, so scientists didn't pay attention to that theory. Next one, spontaneous generation theory. This theory means that the life was originated from non-living in spontaneous manner. Examples: rats who born from pieces of clothes, maggots who born from rotten meat, wheels who born from decayed wood. Louis Pasteur did the experiment to disprove this spontaneous theory in 1862. He took similar flasks with nutritional media and there wasn't any growth. After 1 year, neck of the flask was broken and growth of microorganisms could observed. It was stated that living organisms do not originate in a spontaneous manner. Next one, panspermia theory. The living materials might have got established on Earth from a fallen meteor with living organisms or by spacecraft from other planets. This hasn't been proved scientifically. Examples: meteorite ALH 84001, Murchison meteor, Halley meteor. Let's discuss about theory of the biochemical evolution. At the beginning of the Earth, the gases in the atmosphere reacted with each other and components that needed for life was formed. The energy was supplied by electric discharges during lightning, volcanic eruptions, and by ultraviolet radiation of the sun. These materials dissolved in rainwater and collected in ocean. This is called primordial soup and this is the accepted theory about origin of the life on the earth. Miller-Urey experiment. The Stanley Miller and Harold Urey did experiment to stimulate the conditions on early earth and tested for occurrence of chemical origin of life. It was conducted in 1953 at University of Chicago. Water in the flask was evaporated with gases and went through the loop to other flasks and electric sparks were fired to stimulate lightning. Then after, atmosphere get cooled and water condensed and trickled in the bottom. Miller and Urey observed that the 10 to 15% was carbon in the system. And there were organic compound including the common 20 amino acid that now found in living system. Recipe for protein. The Miller-Urey experiment provided the first evidence that organic molecules needed for life. RNA is the organic molecule of an organism. DNA undergoes self-replication and then transforms to RNA, which finally form the protein. In here you can see the Darwin's tree of life evolution. The first form of life is a unicellular bacterium, after unicellular algae, then after animals and plants formed, cnidarias, annelids were formed. After that, vertebrates, birds and mammals took place next, and finally human was created. Evolution. What is evolution? Gradual development from simple organism to modern complex organism is called the evolution. Various evidences are considered when drawing conclusions about evolution. They are evidences from geographical animal distribution such as biology. Evolution. What is evolution? Gradual development from simple organism to modern complex organism is called the evolution. Various evidences are considered when drawing conclusions about evolution. They are evidence from geographical animal distribution such as biography, evidences from comparative anatomy, evidences from fossil study. Fossils. A fossil is a preserved animal remains and parts of organisms. They are found in rocks, peat bogs, and volcanic ash. How fossils are made. The dead body gets decomposed into mud and bones are subjected to high pressure and turns into bony rock. Some organisms survive retaining their physical properties unchanged through million years. These non-evolved organisms are called living fossils. Examples: coelacanth in South Africa and Lingula in Tambalagamua. Radioactive carbon is used to determine the age of the fossil. Evolution of horse. The ancestor of modern horse had lived in North America 54 million years ago. This animal was about 40 centimeters in height and alike to dog. It could run and had small legs with 3 toes in front legs. Horse had evolved over millions of years by elongating its legs, alternating its molars, and developing hooves. Here you can see Lamarck's theory. According to Lamarck's theory, horses who had short necks adjusted their necks to eat leaves in tall trees. Giraffes. According to Lamarck's theory, giraffes who had short necks adjusted their neck to eat leaves in tall trees. Giraffes that were unable to adjust their neck to eat leaves were extinct. Evolution of horse. The ancestor of modern horse had lived in North America 54 million years ago. This animal was about 40 centimeters in height and alike to dog. It could run and had small legs with three toes in front legs. Horse has evolved over millions of years by elongating its legs, alternating its molars, and developing hooves. Here you can see Lamarck's theory. Lamarck's theory means a theory of evolution based on the principle that physical changes in organisms during their lifetime and showing greater development of an organ and survival. According to Lamarck's theory, giraffes who had short necks adjusted their neck to eat leaves in tall trees. Giraffes that were unable to adjust their neck to eat leaves were extinct. Importance of evolution in biodiversity. The creatures who naturally selected have created a large biodiversity in the natural environment. This process can be evolved from a species. This is known as speciation. The evidences found in Sri Lanka about human evolution. There is evidence of Paleolithic people in Sri Lanka from about 3 million years before the present time. Balangoda man has used stone tools as arrow and spearheads. We can see the man had been consuming fish in Batadomalena evidence. It was 40,000 years before. And also prehistoric fireplaces can be seen in Pahiriangala evidence. Thank you for listening and be safe. Please subscribe our YouTube channel Nadi Learn with Nadi. Thank you. Stay safe and please subscribe our YouTube channel.